So, one thing about me is that I suck at video games, but I still love them. Why? Because they're basically interactive pieces of art, and naturally, as an artist, engaging with what is basically an interactive piece of art, I feel inspired. So today I am going to make art inspired by some of my favorite video games. I'm really excited for this. This is gonna be really cool. Okay, so the first game that I want to start with is very much a staple in my video game repertoire. One of my absolute favorite video games, if not my absolute favorite. I don't think this version is my absolute favorite, but probably the New Leaf version. So I'm talking about no other than Animal Crossing New Horizons. Woo woo! I love Animal Crossing so much. My pride and joy. I've been playing it since the very first iteration that released in America, the GameCube version. Yeah, I have sunk in way too many hours into this game. You don't really want to know. I don't want to know. I probably have at least 10,000. I am probably an expert on this game. So I'm gonna log into my town. We'll see how much my villagers missed me. I hope they miss me, but I hope they're not. They're probably gonna be like, oh my god, where have you been? So I'm gonna log on and just look around and see what I'm gonna get inspired by. I have actually made Animal Crossing inspired art in the past, back in 2020, and I basically took screenshots of the game and attempted to paint them as if it was real life, but I think they came out okay. I mean, I hadn't had that much landscape painting experience before this. They were as good as they could have been in 2020, but yeah, so now I'm gonna hop into the game and we shall see what happens. So a lot of my villagers missed me. I walked around a lot and I was trying to find something very iconic and Animal Crossing to paint. I didn't really want to paint the game as if it was real life like I did last time. I want to just find something, you know, iconic and uniquely Animal Crossing. Kind of like, I've seen a lot of people make art of the Froggy chair. I want to do something similar to that. And that's when I heard that little whooshing sound, and I saw the present, the little flying present, and I thought that would be a really great thing to paint. Like, I could paint it maybe on more of a realistic sky with like pretty clouds, maybe like a sunset in the background, I don't know. So I'll find a sky reference photo and I will, you know, use some of the photos I got in game of the little present as a reference there and make a cute little painting of that. I think I'm gonna do it in gouache. I think that would be really cute. And yeah, I think it's gonna go well. So I will show you the process of that and then I will be right back. Hi, so I spent pretty much all of last night doing this base layer of sky, basically. And I think it came out pretty good. I think it's a pretty decent sky. I mean, it's not perfect. One of the major struggles I had is that I barely have any white paint left, so that is, so, you know, I tried my best. But I think it does the job. I might fix it a little bit later, but it's a good base layer. And now I just have to paint the little present on and then it'll be done. And then it'll be a cute little Animal Crossing inspired painting. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that and work on that and then it'll be done. Woo! So this is how the finished painting came out. I really love it. I think it's really cute, and I think even if you're not a fan of Animal Crossing, you'll think it's cool. And if you are a fan of the game, it's a little inside joke kind of thing. I ended up looking up a different reference of the present with the balloon because I wanted to do one that is red because I felt like that would stand out more and have a nice pop in the middle of the painting. But yeah, I think the clouds are really frustrating trying to get those right. But I think they look like clouds, you know. Yeah, I got really fixated on the details with that. But I think it came out pretty good. I don't want to spend any more time on it. I'm kind of sick of looking at it, but I do really like it at the same time. So, so yeah. Okay, so the next game I want to talk about is Super Mario Galaxy. Now, I played this game when I was 10 years old, and I remember being astonished by the graphics way back in 2007, and it really is such a beautiful game. I mean, the graphics, the music, even the story. I remember being a kid and being so excited for Rosalina because I loved princesses, so a new princess, that was always exciting news, whether it was a Disney princess or a Nintendo princess, and so I was very excited for her, and I still love her, and her story, oh my god, it brought me to tears. Her storybook is so beautiful, and I love it. I love the whole game. It's amazing. It's so fun to play. The story, graphics, everything, A+. So now I am gonna go hop into the game and see what inspires me and see if I can make an art piece based on that. So yeah, let's go. So I hopped back into the game and I was playing around and I got this screenshot. And I was like, you know, should I just paint this? Because that's like really pretty. And it was really fun noticing a lot of the really beautiful graphic details within this game, just so beautiful. And looking in the storybook and noticing little kind of Easter eggs within the game. Like, for example, her stuffed bunny is like the same bunny that you're chasing around in Gusty Garden Galaxy, and in the other, there's a few other levels of the bunnies. But I think that's just so cute. I love it. But I didn't want to just paint this screenshot. That felt kind of, I don't know, that felt kind of like a, kind of lazy maybe. So I have this idea of combining basically kind of what that screenshot looks like and using that partially as a reference and combining it with this idea of Rosalina in this position, kind of looking at the star. And I think that's really pretty. I think it's a cool idea, and I want to do it in a stained glass style, and yeah, but I did a little sketch of it. But yeah, so now I'm gonna actually make it. I think it'll be cool, so So yesterday I just finished the first sketch of this. Here's what it looks like. I'll show you also a little close-up. Yeah, I really like how it's coming out so far. I really like the space sketch and how it's looking. And all I have to do now that I have this sketch here is plop in the watercolor and then add the outlines, the black outlines, to kind of give it that stained glass effect. I think I'm going to do that with black colored pencil. And yeah, I am really excited to continue working on this piece, and I will come back and let you know when I'm finished. So yeah. So I just finished this piece and I am like so proud of how it came out. Here it is. I'll obviously put in some close-ups and whatever, but I think I really got the stained glass vibe that I was going for. I don't know, I love it. I love how it looks. I love how the colors all work together. Yeah, so this one I'm really excited about it. Of course, I'll give you a little bit of tape peeling ASMR, but yeah, I kind of just like really wanted to finish it, so I hyper focused on it for like 2 days, and now it's done, and now time to move on to the next one. Yeah, I really love this. I love it so much. I can't stop looking at it. Yeah, so now let's hope the next piece is just as good as the first two. But before I get to that, let me just draw your attention to how low this number is and ask that maybe you help me make it bigger. If you're enjoying this video, I would love if you subscribed, because chances are you're probably not. Thank you, and let's get back to the video. Okay, so the next game that I want to make art inspired by is Super Monkey Ball. The first two were Nintendo games, so I feel like I kind of had to deviate from that trend, so I decided to choose Super Monkey Ball for the third game. Okay, so Super Monkey Ball is kind of a weird game. Basically, you're a monkey in a ball, and you have to navigate across these different stages, and it can get really hard. Like, it might seem like, oh, silly little monkey game, that's easy. No, it gets like so ridiculously challenging, but it's still a lot of fun, and I grew up playing it on the GameCube. Super Monkey Ball 2 I played, and I really loved it, and I really feel like this game has such unique aesthetics. I mean, there's the jungle levels, the lava levels, the underwater levels, but what I really love the most and what I want to focus on is the bonus levels. I don't know, I just love the aesthetic of it being in the sky and the sun and the moon and those little stars that hang. I have the Switch remake of the game, which isn't exactly the same, but it's very similar. So I went into the game and I was looking around at different bonus levels to get the aesthetic, and then I realized that I looked it up, and apparently it is also a dogfight stage in the dogfight party game, which I never play. And I ended up designing this little sketch of an idea, and I have like a whole sketchbook spread for planning out this piece, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to use graph paper to kind of have this checkerboard background, to kind of outline this checkerboard background that I'm planning to put. And then I'm going to paint the moon and the sun and the stars and the flowers, and then in the middle I'm going to have a little pocket watch, and it'll say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time over, which is what they say in the game when you're getting close to time being up. And yeah, I'm really excited to get started with this piece. I really love this game. Yeah. So I have quite a bit of an update. I have been working a lot on this little guy. I got a lot of work in on it, and I like started it. I got like the first sketch in, and I just couldn't stop working on it. So that's why it's so I wanted to give you an update, but then I just got really obsessed with it and couldn't stop working on it, and it's been a lot of fun. And so basically, let me tell you, I tried gluing the graphing paper onto the watercolor paper, and that went very badly, because as soon as I put any water on it, it was like screaming at me. I tried like putting gesso on it. I really tried. And then I tried putting it on like acrylic paper for acrylic paint. Maybe that's a little stronger, because that paper doesn't buckle quite as much as my watercolor paper. Didn't work either. It just didn't work. You know, I figure I could have, like, you know, I could have tried harder. I could have maybe gone to Michael's and bought better paper or a craft board or whatever, or tried it on a canvas. I probably could have tried harder, but you know what? I didn't want to. I just didn't want to buy different paper or buy a different, no, I just didn't want to. And so what I decided to do is something I've done in art classes before with different things. I decided to basically, I took a piece of charcoal and I scribbled on the back of it, and then I outlined all of the lines in red pen on top of the sketch I did, which I gave it this blue kind of underpainting, and that will show through. It's gonna be a blue checkerboard background. Yeah, so this is what I've got so far, and now I'm going to paint like the entire checkerboard pattern and maybe erase some of that charcoal so it's not quite as strong or go over it. And yeah, so this is my plan. So I'm gonna keep on working on this. So I will show you more of my process and update you once it's finished, or once I'm further on, I don't know, whenever I feel like it. So a bit of an update, I finally finished this checkerboard background, which I think came out pretty good. I wasn't able to get all of the charcoal up off of it once I finished filling it in with the gouache, but I can always cover that up with more gouache with just a little bit of thicker paint. And yeah, so now I'm gonna go in and do the actual foreground, the actual, you know, details of the painting. And yeah, so I'm excited to do that and then finish it up. Okay, so here is the final painting. I will also include another little video of it just so you can get a little bit closer of a look at it. But yeah, I am pretty proud of how it came out. I did a lot of work on trying to cover up the black from the charcoal. It took a long time putting those finishing touches on, trying to make the gouache look right, make it not so transparent, make it work really nicely on this painting, and I think it does. I think it came out pretty good. I'm really proud of it. I think, honestly, Super Monkey Ball was a great place to get inspiration. I mean, some of the backgrounds in this game are so beautiful and so intricate that you don't really think about them that much when you're playing the game and you're focusing on just getting your little monkey to the goal. But I really think that those backgrounds, especially in the bonus stages, are absolutely gorgeous. And it's something that I've always thought was so, so pretty playing the game. So I'm glad I finally made art based off of that. And yeah, so I had a lot of fun making all of these little paintings, all of these art pieces, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know if you want to do this again, because I have more video games that I really, really love that I would be so down to make art based off of. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, because I enjoyed. I had a good time, and video games are a great place to get inspiration. And also, if you liked watching me make art, maybe follow my Instagram, where I also show more of my process. I post on there way more often than on here. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.